ngena ngendlela same time umsholo utulila masango ingilosi la empilweni yami hayi malume kukhulu okuzayo so hard way 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 so hard way 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 yo
Me wanna look in your eyes
can say nakupenda. I wanna hold you tight from the morning till the night. Oh, oh, auntie, auntie, when you touch me, all I can see is your love. Put it on me, want your body, oh my baby, you're amazing. Auntie, auntie, when you touch me, all I can see is your love. More you not see, so now I see. Neshamo, you go be my baby, my baby, be my honey, my baby, be my sugar, my baby, be my lady, oh my baby, you go be my baby, my baby, be my honey, my baby, be my sugar, my baby, keep it natural, my baby.
Baby, nyami feke, okwamona yoke. All of my children, cause you want it now, okay? I wanna be the only one that you call it darling. Oh, what that man got to do to call you my lady? Oh, for a million years I go there do the way you move, move. Move. I like it, baby, the way you move. I like it, baby.
My baby, be my honey, my baby, be my sugar, my baby, be my lady, oh my baby, you go be my baby, my baby, be my honey, my baby, be my sugar, my baby, keep it natural, my baby. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm in this journey with you, my woman, oh. My remaining, my only one, oh. Loving only you, my one, oh. What shall I do?
She said by this perfume, she be money involved. Me, I tell her no worry, I carry and come. Give her Gucci brother, give her Fendi and Dior. Give her everything cause she deserve it and more.
I say shorty say na money, na money, na money, na money. They talk to you, a body, a body, a body. I say shorty say na money, na money, na money, na money. They talk to you, a body, a body, a body.
Shawty say she gon' wine am for me. If I go dash her money. Shawty say she go roll am for me. If I go dash her money.
And now you dey make my heart tremble. Like mommy, why you fine like this? Oh. If you look well, no be only me come. I carry body there, they bring him money come. I say we no go to the money come far. Go call your body, them say there's money on grab. They know the jump plan. Money go surplus. Money get jump high for money. They know they bypass person like.
She said by this perfume, she be money involved. Me, I tell her no worry, I carry and come. Give her Gucci brother, give her Fendi and Dior. Give her everything cause she deserve it and more. Shawty say she gon' wine am for me. If I go dash her more. Shawty say she go roll am for me. If I go dash her money.
If you think this song about your girl, then it is what it is, oh. And the pipe where they run high, what I know this is. It is what it is, oh. Maybe I lies, they should legalize. If you feel wine, then I realize I solo look wise, no they follow lies. Body no go die, with the big boys, and we outside, dripping like ice, and we outside, they make a must shine, kill them must wine, when she go down, lula ice spice.
She like to party late, I don't castigate, I just facilitate, I voice activate, congratulate, I life appreciate it, take her happy paid, take her back to me place, we start to fornicate, her legs start to the shake, phone start to vibrate, her boyfriend is suspect, I they assassinate, I discoverable later.
Maybe I lies, they should legalize, if you feel wine, then I realize, as you look wise, no they follow lies, body no go die, we the big boys, and we outside, dripping like ice, and we outside, they make a must shine, till they must wine, when she go down, Lula ice spice.
All up, pull up and play back again. All up, pull up, make you play back again. All up, pull up, make you play back again. Select that on the big tune them.
Maybe I lies, they should legalize, if you feel wine, then I realize, as you look wise, no they follow lies, but you know what? We're the big boys.
Outside, do. Oh, I'll bring a blankie your way, do. And if things go bad, you're on your last card, do. Oh, I'll bring a lot to your way, do. If when the sun don't shine in the morning time, I use the halogen make it shine. So I'll chase the darkness away. So I can never understand. You said you need time and space, only on the weekends. But I listen, kept on driving away. In my moto, 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 in my moto. All of my G's say make a move slow. You do me things when nobody else know. I know you poison deep in my soul, but I not feel leave you alone. I've been there, you see fainting up, but I know this is not the evil way you do me or the low. Oh my baby, we be like oil and water. All of me, but you know I can never refuse you. I just see your face in my review. Now I'm all alone in my room. No limit the fire.
Do what made me happy and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. I might be rough around the edges, maybe yes. I keep it nappy and I do what make me happy and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. Self-preservation, self-elevation. These days deserve celebration. No hesitation, no reservation. Go for the big leagues, no relegation. Let's celebrate life, kick back and take 5. And give thanks to the source that create life. To see a sunset or see a sunrise. And see my son born with these same eyes. To see my son smile bright in every gray sky. He's growing so fast, that's why every day I give it 100, now stop at 90. Praise the Almighty, the Father and 90.
I'm feeling blessed, oh. Say tonight, me and my guys, we go jam, baby. Whoa. Say tonight, man, no go stress, oh. Say tonight, me and my guys, we go jam, baby. Yeah. Truly, make I tell you, say my life is like a movie.
Can I do the making what I'm supposed to do? If you leave me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive, I'll be honest. Loving the thought of me, I am so obsessed. I want to chop your heart. Never need a back and it's real. Open up, make us feel. Yeah, my love, one thing. We make a bad man feel. Then I follow come, that be silicon. I got the finish work. Without you, I could feel lose my mind. Without you, I could feel fall and die. Without you, I could give up my life. Without you, never need a back and it's real.
the little good things you do, they make me no. This distance is taking a hold of me for sure. Baby, come. I want to make me there. Oh, girl, I want to make you. Oh, no. I feel like make you. Oh, no. I want to make me there. Oh, no. Girl, I want to make you. Oh, no. I feel like make you. Pull over. Come on, pull over. Should be not this kind of things where they make man see ya. And me, I understand. Say your dad know like me, rara. See me, I won't make you know. Say me there for you, cara. And if not the price be that, I feel like to see ya. I never traded you for nothing. This love will make me the jack machine. Without you, I don't break to love. Without you, I'm not gonna tell me with this all bingo. I never traded you, baby. This love will make me the something. No. I'm gonna tell me what's up and go. I'm gonna watch you make me dead. I'm gonna get I wanna make you. Baby, I feel like making you. Oh, baby, oh, no.
Opposite give me connection. Imana chukwa gozi gomo. Onyo no me you, yellow you me. What am I looking for? Say my God, it don't mess me up. He giving me you, giving you me. Opposite keep and not just yourself. Opposite keep and me just me. My baby, you know say you got love for me. I do go. When I call your name, shakara for me. No, man. I'm gonna be your, you gon' be my Julie. No, man. I'm gonna be your, you gon' be my Julie. Give me your heart, I don't go run away. Show me your love, I don't go use you play. Carry me, go me, I go follow away. Follow you, oh. Me and you. Okwamona, keep my baby. Me and you. Okwamona, keep my baby. Opposite keep and not just yourself. Opposite keep and me just me. My baby, you know say you got love for me. Hey, I do go. When I call your name, shakara for me. No, man. I'm gonna be your, you gon' be my Julie. No, man. I'm gonna be your, you gon' be my Julie. Uju. No, man. I'm gonna be your, you gon' be my Julie. No,
see, say I don't know. I go to the one way I fit do, I do. Doesn't really matter, cause I will get to see ya. As I'm never student, I will get to see ya. I dey kick ball, but I'm not the coach. I dey talk more, but I know the preacher. I dey loud down, but I know the speaker. I say, don't let me, don't let it, don't let it know. Don't let them know how it goes. Don't let them know, baby, don't let go. Don't let them know how it goes. I could steal your heart to say, oh, yeah. I could do the bad that throw away. Over them all. If they want turn Goliath, I be David for life. Oluwade my side. Over them all. 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 Over them. I just stick my mattel. I been down with my cartel. Number one, no forget. If you the vex, make you go kick your bucket. Oh no, I love it, fake it too. I swear to God, they love it, change me. Them go run back for my mess, but them won't play me like Messi. Check, let me they call my phone. Let me they come my home. Yeah, I feel like slow, but I fly over them like drone. Oh no, over them all. If they want turn Goliath, I be David for life. Oluwade my side. Over them all. If they want turn Goliath, I be David for life. Oluwade my side. Over.
She got the prettiest face and the prettiest smile. Many watch when she dey walk past. She forget curry but she no get time. Wanna live fast as she dey drop life, see. Yeah, she don't wanna fall in love. Yeah, she don't wanna fall in love. Yeah, as long as I say the money love, stand for cool. But if I'm honest, I don't think that you know what your word is. Give me chance, make I block to your socket. But you come, they post me like a comment. Man, I'ma give you my body, my soul, and my heart, and my conscience. I don't know who pushed me, but I'm falling. Give me chance to your heart, make a lock in. Ooh, do anything for my baby, oh, for my baby, oh. Me no go play you like radio, oh, like in my radio, oh. My baby, 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 yeah. Baby girl, I no go break your heart like bind you. It's simple as short like Zata Bandu. I'm straight to the point, I know the circle. If not good, what you want, I fit to buy too. Susanna, make her the flower, your pattern. I go repay you like Spanish, baby, you like the cassava. On the way to your father, cause I must block your flower, I go. If anybody won't pass it corner, if I'm honest, I don't think that you know what your word is. Give me chance, make I block to your socket. Or you come, they post me like your comment. I'ma give you my body, my soul, and my heart, and my conscience. I don't know who pushed me, but I'm falling. Give me chance to your heart, make I log in. Ooh, do anything for my baby, oh, for my baby, oh.
I can't deny it, it's written all over you. That you've taken all over me. You've taken all over me. All over me. If there is a way to judge mine, you gonna say you wanna be mine. Cause you've taken all over me. No need for story, you know you'll be my charge.
sure the people think I'm mental. I go carry you, go Cali, Sacramento. Love you in my room to let go. Love you sure the baby, you know go feel let's go. Look for my mind and my soul, you leave it rent free. For your matter, baby girl, I go comment. I'ma get jack away, though. They lay me in the bed, oh. I can't deny it, it's written all over. That you've taken all over me. You've taken all over me. If there is a way judge mine, you gonna say you want me mine. Cause you've taken all over me. No need for story, you know you be my touchy. You make my temperature rising. Anybody mess with you, I will not take it lightly. I'm making you me wifey.
Original Mr. Flavor.
Oh no. Them no feel look you pass. Makanibu munyo dogu. Unafugo munyo dogu. You give me reason to smile. I'm loving this girl for
calculus, if you let me go. I know the reason how many people offend me, go. Inside the life, now inside the carcass. Open my eyes, Lord, make I see ya. Make I face my flaws. Make a budget, no use me just run. Make butter, no stay my clothes. On my advantage every time I call. Cause now only time it is set my cause. They my holding as I run my run. Me I know they for their talk alone. On my advantage every time I call. Cause now only time it is set my cause. I can feel it in the go by me. I can feel it in the go and take me. I can feel it in the but this is it. If I is it now, I feel go day. Colometa, 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 I feel go day. Colometa, colometa. up. Any man calling.
It's another Saturday, I ain't come play. I know come shitty, baby, I know come waste time. Me, I want tanana, me, I want tanana, me, I want tanana, me, I want make quick, me, I want crawl. Me, I want jogodo, me, I want turn up. Me, I can't table my matter to you. Oh, it's another Saturday, I ain't gon' play. I don't come shitty, baby, I don't come waste time. Me, I want tanana, me, I want tanana, me, I want tanana, me, I want make quick, me, I want crawl. Me, I want jogodo, me, I want turn up. Me, I can't table my matter to you. Girl, you bad, you poor, you plenty. You are the only one I see. 1 million girls, nobody reach you. I better, why not think for daddy? Waiting, I go do with this kind body. Take all of my money, girl, it's your money. It's another Saturday, I ain't come play. I know come shitty, baby, I know come waste time. Me, I want tanana, me, I want tanana, me, I want tanana, me, I want make quick, me, I want crawl. Me, I want jogodo, me, I want turn up. Me, I can't table my matter to you.
Papa, you know be my settle. But this your matter be like settle. And I don't know what else to say. I know I'm feeling a type of.
I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you want way I know feel do for you. Why you want the boogan one? Share you be kids and any. You better drop your body and move sucker. Suffer with this body. Make we run, I'm on a low key. Baby, you know me. They get us to go move where you know go. Green, come make a drive your come make a drive this so jalo. Baby, allow me. Tip you off with the alawi. See body, oh. See body, egg by me, oh. He's a boss in my bololo. He's a boss in my bololo. Please help me, oh. Me, I don't jam with him, but some me I wait in the water. Green body make a rock, yeah. I know you seen your me. I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you want way I know feel do for you. Why you want the boogan one? Share you be kids and any. You better drop your body and move. You to the phone with this love for fitting, baby, and lend me. I get the bounce for you. You want it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello. Please, we have high tables here in front, but we see a lot of people sitting down behind. So could you please do me the honor? Look, we're a family, I can shout at you. So please, can you just take the front seats, please? Take the front seats. Thank you so much. I'll begin to grab you guys myself. You know there's no shame here. All right. Please go to the front. Let's take the front seats, yeah? These are the high tables, yeah. And as usual, we'll be having some games here, so get ready. This may be the lucky color, the yellow. So guys, just please come to the front. Ushers, please help us. Okay, you look like you should be sitting in the front. Please sit in front. Sit in front. The people who are sitting behind, they don't want to kick out counterfeit. Please come on, go to the front. How are you guys? Good, good, good.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, all right, please, can we go to the front? That place is still unoccupied. Mr. Moses. How are you? All right, thank you. Please go to the front. Thank you so much. All right. So that when the people who come late come, we'll be able to identify them. All right. So we know that they're not winning any gifts. And we know that they are not taking anything home. So let's just sit in front. Thank you. All right. Okay. Please sit down. Thank you so much. Lady in red, thank you for coming. Guys, now I want to sit down for them. No, not here, no. Come sit down for front. Please sit down in front, you guys. You guys are done that. When I was in school, I used to sit at the back. And now it has spoiled my eyes. So please sit in front, please. Please, pretty lady. Thank you. I'm coming personally to beseech you. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, come. Sorry. I didn't know. Okay, good. My error. All right. You want to stay here? Okay. All right, cool. So we'll start in 5 minutes. The music will play for just a bit, and then we'll begin. But I just wanted to ensure that you guys are filling the front seat so that we have the latecomers. You guys are still, you see, these people still don't obey simple instruction. Please. Who told you? Look at it. Must you sit down together? No. You must not sit down together. Please, okay, then you can all move here. It's fine. All of you move here. It's fine. All right? Swiss bliss. Good. Thank you so much. So it's a little bit balanced. Everyone is here. All right? Thank you so much, DJ. All right. Yeah, all right. Okay.
You know me, they get us to go move where you know go. Green, come make a drive your come make a drive this one jalo. Now me with they clean on the house. Now me with they wash on the car. Now me with they cook no. Now me with they wash on the clothes. Now me with they walk for your shop. Now me with they hug no. I become a person from my happiness, so still be my own. Everybody get bro, no me say your own bro, passing my own. I become a person from my happiness, so still be my own. Everybody get bro, no me say your own bro, passing my own. Because now God that they put on my plate, food on my plate, fit no to me John. My colossal. Even as things no they go my way, even the days I don't get nothing at all. My colossal. Now me wait they drive your bus, now me wait they drive your keke. My colossal. Now me wait they run around, now me they do the job. My colossal.
Bad man looking good in the air. Bad man drip to the car. Sports cars parked on the right spot. Bad man slick and you know. Bad man looking good in the air. Bad man drip to the car. Sports cars parked on the right spot. Bad man slick and you. Me got a girl on me bed right now. She says she no one leave. She tell me, Ruga, me I want to spend the rest of me life with you. Me say no shit. Oh Lord, fly you to Maldives for a day, then we fly back quick. Then we take a quick jet, fly straight to Paris. You fucking with the creme de la creme. Say she never seen a guy like me. She confess. Say nobody hit it right like me. She confess. Bend down, get on your knees, girl, never digress. Ooh, she really want to flex with me. She wanna break bread with me. Bad man looking good in the air. Bad man drip to the car. Spot Sports cars parked on the right spot. Bad man slick and you know. Bad man looking good in the yard. Bad man drip to the car. Sports cars parked on the right spot. Bad man slick and you. Clarity won't be me. Screw them because them won't be me. I stand me looking fresh.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited that they haven't started serving dinner yet, so I have your attention. If you are hungry for food, you'll be hungry for my words. So I'm a spoken word artist, and my name is Ivy Quake. Please give me a round of applause. Thank you. So I want your attention for a couple of minutes. I promise not to bore you in Jesus' name. Why settle for a counterfeit when you're the original? You shoot through rims like say you be Jordan. You put fire on words, you're twice as tall. You stand taller than the Burj Khalifa. With dreams to stay on airways like it's the Qatar. Even the highway will make way. They won't be telling when you land. You're waiting to see the light when you have the supply and demand. See, HP has become the teacher, like Socrates to Plato. This is the result of a calculated master plan more advanced than abacus. This is the calculus minds ponder to replicate. See, you have the real resources in your hands, advanced technology in your palms. Inside your head, content full. You are the solution to nations. You're legendary like JJ Okocha. Your enemies won't see you coming, Iwo John Cena. So best like say you be Jackie Chan. You speak different languages, but we all interpret it as leadership. See, HP is key to unlock great ecological inventions. We're number one, and I'm not talking Amazon. So I proclaim you to be the Odogu, and I can bank on it. You're the best bargain because you're worth it. You are the authority given to man, and you're unshaking. You stand there, Gidigba. I hope you don't for a second doubt yourself. Don't dare deny your source. You have too much juice, too much sauce. Why see anything less? Do you not know that you are seeing you sweet-looking, sumptuous species? You are the beauty of fireflies. You're built different. I promise you the gym can't touch this. You carry depth way past weight. You're the go-to everyone runs to. You have the innate strength of Goku. You stand as the head and you hold it well like Shifu. You're surrounded with an army of ninja turtles. Your enemies no fit touch you. See, do you not know that words have the power to build or break a man? And you are not a counterfeit, you're the original. Don't you know that you are the creative that's way beyond anyone's budget? You are not your identity crisis. That's a fake ID. I wish your memory of you being a moment would fade. And the license you give to disrespect to betray you. I pray you don't lose your value. As dollar rates, I hope you rise, not because of powers that be. You are the power that be. So create, innovate, be the one to catch fishes with your net. See, we push for everyone to be their authentic self. And HP drives original as the best. But we've seen counterfeit supplies of HP products. But we still stand as original as the best. It is as long lasting as time. Not just HP, but you are as long lasting as time. See, you are as reliable as Iroko trees. And we still stand that original is the best. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for IB Quake. Right. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm your host for the evening. My name is Frank Edo. I present Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And every time I... Wait. Can I tell you something? You are the first and only crowd in my entire life that I've come in Nigeria, that I've come to stand on the stage. I say, my name is Frank. I present Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Normally, they don't clap. No, honestly, I'm shocked. I'm pleasantly surprised, actually, you know. But it's a Nigerian thing, you know, you don't blame them because Nigerians are not really easily impressed, you know. You come and stand. I'm the presenter of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And so, say he is becoming proud. There was one time that we had 140 presenters in the whole world of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, country by country. So they brought us to London alphabetically to introduce us to the world. It was a great event, you know. So they go by alphabet. When they got to Nigeria, that guy that introduced me is from the UK. Doesn't know me from Adam. He comes and starts rolling out accolades. They say from the most populous black nation in the world comes the youngest of all of you. I was the youngest of all of them. Then he said something like, this man is debonair, suave, drop-dead gorgeous, down to heel, well-spoken. The guy was, so I told the other guy, which country is that? They say, it's you, it's you. And they introduced me, everybody went wild in a foreign land. In my own country, come for an event. My name is, let's hear what, please. Let's continue. We want, when is dinner served? So it's like that. Another thing that baffles me every time, my experience with Who Want to Be a Millionaire is that, why do people come to me and say, and look at me and say, final answer. They move away. They think it's it's a great joke. The one that irks me is when someone recognizes me, but they can't remember that he wants to be a millionaire. So I was riding to one event, then policemen stopped me. And they said, they want to do an entire search of my car. So I said, all right. I told the guy, please, I am in a hurry to an event, so could you let me go? The guy said, what? Nobody's above the law. What? Did a double take, looked at me with a squint. I know you somewhere. So at that point, I would have said, I do want to be a millionaire. No, I just said, guess. That's the mistake I made. So the policeman called his mate to say, this guy, we know this guy somewhere. You know, aha. He said, we know it now. We arrested you last week. We arrested you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here for war. Not a battle, war. War has been declared against counterfeits. This is a scourge that has been going on for many years. Although we've had little ways of trying to, protect ourselves from this particular ailment, it still rears its ugly head. So HP decided that we are going to declare war. That's what we're here to do today. You see some people dressed in military regalia. They are ready to stamp out that thing that is always trying to kick against authenticity, fight against counterfeits. Original is best. Now, I did Want to Be a Millionaire for 13 years. It stopped for 5 years. So new people, I'm very happy that I'm the one doing this because original is best is my story, recent story. I'll tell you why. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire stopped for 5 years, then started last year again. New producers, new holders of the license. So they did 76 auditions. I didn't do an audition. I didn't even know the show was back. So after the 76 auditions, they looked at every corner, crevice, and crack of that demographic. They said, you know what? Let's get frank. Well, I guess they thought original is best. So they got me. I have to turn the spotlight on the people that make up this wonderful, that is auxiliary to this wonderful company. I'm talking about our partners. A round of applause, keep it going for resellers, retailers, customers, and consumers. Thank you. And of course, our good people from HP. Give them a round of applause. Those are the generals that will lead the front line in terms of this battle. Now, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. I'd rather have a 5-star general come and tell us about the strategy for this war, what it's all about, how we are going to move. Are we moving in stealth? Are we springing up surprises? Are we doing strategic alliances? Are we planting landmines in far-flung areas to tackle the enemy? Well, he will say it best, ladies and gentlemen. I have the pleasure of introducing, why I'm reading is that, have you noticed that the titles in HP, I told them, I said, your door should have a blackboard, because when they put the name, there's a lengthy title. That's how important each person is. The welcome address is by the country head for HP Nigeria and channel manager for Africa Central and East. A round of applause for Mr. Emmanuel Asika.
Gotta find some more. We gotta find anything that's what happened. Anything that's what happened. Anything that's what happened. Anything that's what happened.
Hello. How are you guys doing? Good evening. I want to start by saying that we apologize for starting late. It's not in our culture. Some people just decided not to come early. And that's why we're starting at this time. I'll try and make it very brief. Like I said, I think we're a family, and we probably don't need much introductions. Most of you guys know who I am, except obviously you have new people here. Who's, I shouldn't say that, but is there any person who's new, who's joining us for the very first time, a proximity partner, who's just having a first taste or a first stab at HP's event? Any person like that here? Nope. You. Oh yeah, you, obviously. Round of applause again for that wonderful spoken word. Guys, clap now. All right, so I have just 10 minutes, and I've been warned that I should take only 10 minutes, because typically I like to interact with you guys and ask questions, because again, like I said, we're a family, all right? So there's no protocol. I'm under no pressure, so to speak, to perform. I want to also say it's a pleasure sharing the stage with Frank Edoho. I used to watch Want to Be a Millionaire for a very long time. I hoped, and I did try to get onto the show, by the way, Frank, but it just didn't work. What's the hack there?
To get on the show?
Yeah, just to get on the show. And I hear that for getting on the show, you get 20,000 naira. No? Wrong?
No, that's...
Not exactly.
That's Baba Ijebu, not...
Oh, my goodness. All right, but it's a pleasure sharing the stage with him, and I'm sure you guys will have a fantastic time. We've taken time out to really set the stage and set the mood for what we are trying to share with you today, all right? I hope you enjoyed shooting Counterfeit outside there, and you saw the winding pathway, because it's not really a very straightforward conversation, and there are so many elements to it. One of the things I think that we should do, even though we're going to try to reel out a strategy for what we want to do with Counterfeit in Nigeria, and we still also want to have a conversation. So we will really focus a lot on the Q&A, just like we do in most of the supplies events. We do a lot of Q&A. And we have a lot of people, eminent people, in the room, and typically we do hybrid. So we have this face-to-face, but we have people online who are also watching and getting ready to answer some of the very hard questions that typically are associated with supplies. All right, I always look forward to supplies events because I know that it's no holds barred and people really speak their minds because it's a tough, touchy subject. It's very important for us because it's the lifeblood of the organization. It's our cash cow. And if we get it wrong there, we probably will never get it right in the business in its entirety. All right, so we're looking forward to that. We don't claim that we have all of the answers, and that's why we want to actually speak with the people who are doing the business in the front lines. And that's where you guys all come in. All right, so we want to have that fluid conversation with you so that we can chat the way forward, as always, together. And we would like a lot of honesty and transparency here. What does it say on the band that you're wearing? Can someone read that to me? All right. I would like the ushers. I mean, you guys should have mics. And Joe, I promise I have 5 more minutes. By the way, I may not even use the slides. Okay? It says, I only buy HP, certified HP supplies. All right? So you know you guys are under oaths. Does any person buy counterfeit? All right? Does any person buy counterfeit? I say it with your full chest too. All right. Somebody was telling me when I was having a conversation here the other day that, I mean, just a few minutes ago, that the volume of counterfeit that is going on in Nigeria, that what we sell at original is just 5%. You guys believe that? No, just don't nod your head. Just tell me, is that true? Okay, maybe 20% is less than. Did you hear what he said? He said it's less than 5%. Okay, so that means we have a problem. We definitely do have a problem. All right, with counterfeit. All right. Okay. Okay, so we have a problem with counterfeit, and that's why we're here. And it's actually doing, and I know it's difficult to believe this, but it's actually harming your business. It's harming your credibility. And so two things we realize. How do we stop gray? And I'm just going to run through this now. How do we stop gray? First is supply. And we had the conversation maybe a year or two ago. Is supply. And then we hear that, we confirm that if we have enough supply and there's no scarcity, that gray will not thrive. Correct? No? Not really. Guys, talk to me. Not really, Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Secondly, we then believe that education is key to the supplies movement, meaning that the more people know about it, the more people learn about it, the less likely they are to buy counterfeit. Is that true? You agree? Okay, so that's why we're here. So we're going to have a training session with people who will be joining from outside the country and from people who are in the hall. And let's see if we can tick that box. And then having done all that, we will then have a heart-to-heart conversation on the roles that each and every one of us here will play to stamp out counterfeit in the supplies business, and then hopefully in every other thing that we do on a day-to-day basis. So meet the team, all right? Frank did my job for me. He introduced the team. But can you guys just please stand up so that they see you? All the guys in beret. I hear it's not beret. It's beret. Frank, you are this well-spoken gentleman. Is it beret? The thing that I went on my head.
Okay, the pronunciation depends on your mood.
On your mood?
Yes. It does.
So today is a beret. With the beret. See, we are well-dressed because we are the combat squad for anti-counterfeit. Okay, so please put your hands together. I think you guys know all of these guys, so I will not bother doing an introduction. Thank you, guys. Please sit down. If you have any issues, HP, please ensure that you speak to the guys here. We have a new guy joining the team, and I'd just like to make a special introduction to Talal. Talal, could you please just stand up, put your hands together for him? See, the biggest mistake you can make is to think that this guy is not a Nigerian. You do that at your own risk. Talal is joining the team. He's going to be the OPS category manager for HP in the ACE district. Who remembers who was doing OPS in previous times? Who remembers? Who remembers? Who remembers? Sorry? Can you guys shout it loud? I'm doing that so that he knows that he has large shoes to fill, all right? Please put your hands together for him. Thank you, Talal. Welcome to the team. He's really Nigerian, lived here all his life, speaks Hausa like a Hausa man. He's not a new face in the business, and I'm sure that he's going to provide as much support, the support that you require. All right. How's the weather? I just wanted to ask this question. Things are tough. The economy is tight. What's going on with you guys now? It's not his fault, I can assure you, and you agree with me. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault that what?
It's not his fault.
That what?
Absolutely. That the weather is harsh. All right. Just one person. Give one person the mic and tell me how business is going. Who wants to just 1 minute? How's business? How's business? Don't talk about exchange rate.
Not the main.
Not the main thing. I shouldn't say that, Ayub. Swiss, I shouldn't say that, right? I don't know how much you guys are trading with now, but I know that it's tough, all right? And we appreciate that. So, and some people say that's the reason why people are going for gray. But even the gray guys, the counterfeit guys are struggling with the exchange rate. True or false? Absolutely. All right. So we then need to look for alternatives and alternative ways to make the business work. All right. So the weather is really harsh. lots of lightnings, and we have a president who, I mean, for everything that's going on, I'm so excited. At least we have Bosun Tijani as the Minister for a Digital Economy, and it's a young guy. I think that's a very right decision, and it can help kickstart the digital economy, which is dear to our own heart. Okay? Now, one thing I want to remind you, how many of you guys remember that this month, September, is the second to the last month for the end of our financial year? All right? So it's a race to the finish line. Supplies is quite tough at the moment. There's still lots of gaps. Kingsley, who's your supplies lead, is telling me that things are tough, but we're hoping that we can get all that we require in terms of support to close the year very, very well. Just so you know, from 2022 to 2023, we see that we're going to have a flattish growth. But even that is an absolutely amazing feat that all of you guys have contributed to despite the crazy macroeconomics. All right? So please put your hands together for yourselves for an absolutely wonderful show that you guys have given despite all of the challenges. All right? But I'm just saying and reminding you that the job is not done yet. We still have 2 more months. We have M2 on a high, and we're here as usual to support you. Just to put a bit of numbers to it, and Frank referenced it, this is a $1.7 trillion to $4.5 trillion economy. That's counterfeit, all right? That's why we're very careful when we talk about counterfeit, because it's really a cartel, right? And I know that there's really a lot of people who are taking their time to try to push counterfeit into the market. And Nigeria is a large ground to sell counterfeit. But we want to stop that because we believe that ultimately your value proposition to your customers when you sell inks and toners is embedded in the fact that you're selling original. So that's what's going to help their business long run, help their machines long run. And I believe that you're going to see some of these amazing presentations to have that happen. All right, that's about it. For me, I wanted to share this. It's, you know, we have a mission, a vision, and a belief statement. This is one of it, one part of it. What we try to do is to create technology that makes life better for everyone. And unfortunately, counterfeit tries to sabotage this every single time. And so we're not going to take it lightly, because counterfeit is illegal, just so you know. And we're going to come very hard, down hard and strong to try to protect our brand and to protect your business. Because I honestly believe 100%, I hope I'm safe, that you guys don't do counterfeit, all right? You guys don't do counterfeit. No, come on, you don't do counterfeit. All right, okay, so you don't. All right, so that means we're in this together, and we'll fight together to do this, all right? So please sit back, relax, enjoy the presentations, enjoy the interactions. It's going to be fun. I believe you will learn a lot, because education is a key pillar for us to fight counterfeit. And then at the end of the day, we'll leave this room together well-equipped for the battle against counterfeit. All right? Put your hands together, and thank you for being a wonderful audience. Joe, I don't know how it ended.
All right. So you heard from the chief helmsman himself. We are in pole position. We're going to blow the bugle to start the war. The 1.4 trillion. That is enormous. That is enormous. So I hope that this will be the beginning of kicking against the scourge, because it applies in most industries, but this one's very crucial, because for a company to do all the work and have counterfeits ride the coattails of its success, and I don't think it's appropriate. It's not appropriate for development. And right now, we're facing dire straits in terms of the economy. How much is the dollar again? Now, today I heard it got to 1,000. It got to 1,000. Okay. 1,000. All right. So, Frank, goodbye to America, because for vacationing, I'll tell my children, we are going to Rwanda. That's what's going to happen, because 1,000 naira for $1. That means if I want to buy, let me say, a shirt from, let me say, Zara, $39.99. That is 39,900 for a T-shirt. We'll go back to Adire very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we have somebody standing by to, this is the marvel of technology, that someone can stay in another country and talk to all of us. I have the pleasure of introducing to say something about what we are fighting. He is the Sub-Regional Investigations Manager for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Grant. Please give him a thunderous ovation, please. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Manny, pleasure to be here with you and your team. And I've been watching in from, obviously, in the UK. And it's been a wonderful show so far. So it's obviously a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of the investigations and enforcement team for the Global Anti-Counterfeit team for HP. I actually was in Nigeria earlier this year, and I managed to meet up with some of the individuals there, including Kingsley. And obviously we engaged with customs and law enforcement whilst we were there. It was my first time in Nigeria, and it was lovely to be able to visit the country. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And obviously, if you have any questions whatsoever, please speak up. More than happy to answer any questions, or please just wait till the end, and obviously I'll answer any questions which come up. Hopefully I won't keep you too long. So, as it was mentioned, I'm actually the sub-regional manager for the Global Anti-Counterfeit team. Investigations and enforcement is my responsibility in all countries within Africa, across Europe. I also dealt with Russia and Kazakhstan, but I only deal with obviously Kazakhstan now as a result of the sanctions with Russia. And I also deal with the whole of UK. So I've got quite a large remit. We've only got a small team. It was a little larger, but as like everyone, we reduced manpower as we go along. So we work under a director, Glenn Jones. Paul Williamson is actually our regional manager. I've got another compadre, Mohammed Chakra. He's actually based in the Middle East. He's my colleague out there doing exactly the same thing as I do for the Middle East, Egypt, Turkey, and obviously KSA in Saudi Arabia. We do have our own analyst. Mike is actually away at the moment with American forces, serving in Bosnia. We have our own finance, and we have our own operational support. Lara Money and Joe Eskiff support that. So we're a good little team, close, and obviously quite keen to support one another when necessary. So as we can see here, sorry, I'm going to drop that. Global Anti-Counterfeit, I'll just take you through quickly about us as a whole. The GACF program has been running for some time now, and it's got 3 regional teams. As I mentioned, investigations managers within each, and a central forensic support function. Now, the forensic support function is to really delve deeper into the products which we identify as counterfeit, look at the various components, how they're made up, and to see whether we can actually deal with the type of product either as a counterfeit or possibly whether they infringe in other ways. So that's why we have that forensic support. And obviously we pull in other experts to assist that. We investigate, as I mentioned, the counterfeit printing supplies in priority countries. Nigeria is obviously one of those priority countries for us. It's definitely a priority in Africa. And we use various investigators who are trained by us in counterfeit detection to actually identify the sale, supply, and manufacture of counterfeit and printing supplies in Nigeria, in all the markets. And we have very similar teams set up elsewhere across the globally, where we've got 26 investigational vendor companies working under APJ in Asia. And also we've got a further 11 in EMEA. We actually got more than Asia, which is quite surprising. And we have 5 further vendors working under a very similar team in America. So they'll deal with north, south of America. And within that, those vendors. We've got over 400 HP trained investigators who we continue to train and supply direction and strategy to on a daily basis to ensure that counterfeit supply is actually taken off the market, out of the market, and we disrupt heavily to ensure, obviously, and assist your sales as partners, and obviously prevent and protect the brand name. Our key metric is obviously the supplies seizure value. We have our own metric, and that is something that we deal with internally just to assist us as a whole when we're briefing, obviously, our senior managers. So that's just a little bit about us as a team. Some of the priority countries, as you can see here, that we're active in at this moment in time, and this does change. We do go into other countries. We're about to go into Zimbabwe, I believe, and just investigate there with some assistance, obviously, from the ACF team who addresses most of the partner aspects. So they've provided some intelligence there that's come out of a partner, you know what I mean? So we will delve elsewhere when need be and where there's a priority. As you can see, Egypt, KSA, South Africa, Nigeria, obviously, UAE, Turkey and Kenya are the main priorities for proactive investigation. That's where we'll entertain spending most of the money that we get from elsewhere to actually, you know, take those products out of the market. And then obviously there's a few others, Germany, Ivory Coast, Kazakhstan, Tanzania, UK, where we do have active inquiries, but they're less of as we go through the annual year. So just to show you a little bit, this is just figures of year to date of investigations that we've conducted. And I just wanted to show you, these won't all be obviously Nigeria, but I can assure you that some of the figures, most of the figures we've shown you, at least 80% of these will have been instigated in Nigeria and will be assisted. So every time we've conducted an investigation, 151 investigations, so you can see a lot going into what we do. And we address prime targets. So we're not taking everybody in. We may identify 300, 400 targets, but we're going after the bigger players, the bigger fish, with a view to taking the head of the snake, you know, identifying product completion centers, distribution centers, and actually, you know, disrupting heavily that supply chain. So as a result of the 151 investigations, we had 106 enforcements. So that's where we've actually gone into a location, whether that be a distribution center, a product completion center, or a retail business, and we've actually enforced with the police in support of the police, and we've taken product out of their hands, so it can't be sold into the market. So that's 70%. Now, obviously, that would be a little bit higher, but some of those figures, by the time we get to the end of the year, those figures will be a lot higher. And we've raided in total within those 106 enforcements, which will include storage locations, etc., 130 premises to date. And arrested 137 individuals. Now, there'll be ongoing actions against those individuals, penalties enforced. Possibly they may actually do some time in prison, you know, as a result of their actions. And that's our main aim, is to disrupt heavily and take these out of the market completely. So, I mean, obviously we know that a lot of the print supplies, we talk about clones, we're talking about refilled product. We know a lot of what we see out in the market at times, because of everybody's suffering at the moment. You know, they can't afford to get the supplies in as they used to, so they're using a lot more of the remanufactured product. We've seen a lot more remanufactured. We've even seen compatible refilled at times, and there's a lot of compatible cartridges, unfortunately, where that we're seeing now that have actually got an easy access to be able to refill those. You know, so we're trying to pull them out of the market as quick as possible. Obviously, we get the genuine cartridges refilled. We get compatible cartridges within the boxes. We've got counterfeit boxes. We've got genuine boxes which are reused with the security label intact. And they will, you know, most of the product we do find is quite rudimentary in form, but they will come in various forms. And we obviously we've seen that come in mainly from China, India, the Middle East, and Latin America. But we're seeing most of the product that comes into Africa itself, we're actually seeing that coming in from the Middle East or China. So most of it coming in from Asia or the Middle East itself. So as you can see there, supplies become counterfeit, organised criminal enterprises that we're looking at, organised crime families that sometimes are operating as syndicates at times, and our aim is to actually obviously identify their types of operation. They'll be operating in Asia, and they'll have their contacts in Africa. It will be supplying, and obviously making sure those supplies go to various retailers in the market, and are sold obviously at a lesser price than your typical genuine branded product. So, one of the things we do see is a lot of labels, which have been obviously sold as well. They'll come into the country quite easily. They can put them in their pockets. They can have them in their suitcases. Very easy to hide. Unfortunately, they get them placed onto, say, some of the counterfeit boxes we see, the harvested labels as we identify them to be, and then people seem to believe that obviously they're buying genuine product. So obviously, we can identify those goods on the ground when they're identified, and make every attempt to disrupt and remove those products from these unscrupulous sellers. So I'll move on. I won't go too far because I'm taking up quite a bit of time already. So this is a case. I just wanted to go through some intelligence, and this was something that we addressed last year as well, but I know quite a few of you will be quite new. This will be the first time that you've come to one of these events. Now, this just shows you the type of intelligence and what we can do with it. So basically, in South Africa Supplies, received information from a business partner like yourselves that a company was selling online counterfeit HP supplies in Botswana, and this subject was located in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. That just shows you what's going on, and how much product is moving across between these countries. The member from compliance and risk escalated that lead, and it was shared to the EMEA ACF team. In other words, it was shared to us so we could possibly look at it and see if it's viable for further inquiries. As a result, the subject was put under surveillance. That's something that we do as one of our tactics, and our investigators are trained to that effect. And during this period, the investigation team was able to locate the source of those products quite quickly. Now, that intelligence gathered from the surveillance led to that investigation team identifying storage locations of the counterfeit HP toners and component parts, as it states there. And on the December the 28th, 2022, with the support of local law enforcement agency in the UAE, a raid action took place, which resulted in approximately $8.6 million worth, over 80,000 counterfeit seized products, and mainly toner, this will be, being removed from the market, which was most likely aiming to come into Africa at some point and obviously affect our sales in Africa. So it just shows you the type of intelligence that you guys can provide and how quickly we can act if we get good intelligence, and what we can do with it. So a really good case there. So I just wanted to show you quickly some of what we're looking at. This is, and it's not easy. Our investigators are on the ground. In Nigeria, you guys know yourself, these products could be anywhere, and we're finding them everywhere. We'll find them in, locations that are identified not to be anything to do with printing supplies. We'll have face companies. We'll have buildings that are just used for residential purposes. We'll have just storage and excess buildings which nobody uses, which are just being used to hide these products. And at times we'll see it just sitting in the market as we do, and people believe it's genuine product because it looks very similar to our own, unfortunately. Now, these are some of the images that we're seeing of goods that have been seized in the past. These are goods, as you can see, very similar looking. These are counterfeit products. But if you looked at those in the shops, the typical consumer would expect that he's buying, or suspect that they're buying, a genuine good, unfortunately. We've got the labels that go on the cartridges. We've got boxes full of product there, including flat boxes, component parts, orange tags that get pull tags, OPC drums. We've got the labels that are printed, and obviously with a good eye you can identify those if you know about our product like yourselves. The body labels, the bubble bags, with the HP logos, but we'll know they're counterfeit because they can easily be scratched off. Our products are better quality, and we expect not to be able to just remove labeling or logo very easily. And the counterfeit boxes, as you can see in the bottom right corner, there's more product, and we find our product being made in ISO containers, just containers or small rooms, bedrooms, a glue gun, very rudimentary in form. They purchase the products, they purchase the various components in the market, We call these engineers, supposedly. The engineer will go out, he gets supply and demand, whether it's online or it's an order which has been given to him by somebody in the market. He goes and finds the product, he puts it together, he sells it for a little bit more than he would normally do if he was just selling a compatible, or obviously if they were aware it was counterfeit. Unfortunately for us, obviously there's an abundance of this product in the market, and we're trying to get rid of it as best as possible. So again, some just flat boxes, an abundance of flat boxes. So obviously, if you identify anyone who's selling this type of product, components, etc., please approach your PBMs, your DBMs, get that intelligence to me, and our investigations team will enforce and do what we can to make sure these people don't sell our products in the manner which they are. Lookalike products. This is very interesting for us. This year, we have put, just so you're aware, a class action in place where it's been highlighted, not only are we dealing with compatible, not only are we dealing with counterfeit, but also dealing with what we call infringing goods. Obviously, IP, related goods, counterfeit goods are infringing. But when we look at infringing goods, we're looking at more the lookalike aspects. In other words, we've got compatible boxes which look very similar to HP branded boxes, very similar, which is again enticing our consumers who want to buy genuine goods into believing they're purchasing HP product when they're not. They just look like our goods. Now, this is a manner in which the counterfeiter is now actually trying to work around not being arrested, not being enforced. They think if I sell these goods, and then just as I sell them, I provide the customer with some adhesive labels, HP logos, and they put them on the product at a later day, the police will leave me alone. No, we can't have that happen. We need these goods off the ground. So we're doing something about it. And unfortunately, it was identified when we went into another seizure to identify where we believed we'd identified counterfeit, and we ended up finding that most of the product we had on site or in the warehouse was actually lookalike product, not counterfeit. It hadn't been made up. It didn't have any HP logo markings on it. And the only thing we could work out was the fact is that these products were then going to be utilized, either be sold in that manner, or they were going to be sold with an HP logo added to them. And they can easily adhere these labels to them. Sorry, was that a question or no? So obviously our aim is to evidentially recover with a view to supporting the civil case as many products which we can find in the market that look like our product and are being sold in that way. And we're doing this at the very moment in time. We're doing that in Abuja, we're doing that in Lagos, we're doing it in Kano, and we're doing it in Port Harcourt. And we're looking at other locations where this product might be getting sold as well. So we can take a class action, and we can ensure that if that class action is put in place by our legal team, that we can remove as much of this product as possible out of the Nigerian market. And we'll look to do that elsewhere in Africa as well. So obviously we need to demonstrate that these goods look like ours. Now I'll show you what we've got, and these are just some images. As you can see, these are the type of products we're looking at. So you've got a printed box. It's not your typical HP box, but looks very similar to ours in regards to markings. That underneath that sticker, as you can see, is an Ubuntu compatible box. Now, what's strange about this, Ubuntu themselves have no clue. They themselves have got their own compatible boxes being counterfeited, and these are then being used in the market. Look very similar to ours, unfortunately. And when we go to purchase, they'll either sell them with the Ubuntu marking and give us the adhesive labels, or they will place these adhesive labels on top of the Ubuntu or DP markings. And there's a few brands out there, as you can see, DP on the bottom left-hand corners. Very similar, again, to the type of print that we would normally have in our own boxes. And as you can see, if they were stored on a shelf in a operational premise, bricks and mortar premise, retail premise, you would expect a consumer would suspect that they are our product. So this is the methodology they're using to circumnavigate the possibility of being enforced and arrested by selling the counterfeit product. So we're trying our hardest at this moment in time to make sure this doesn't continue. So again, if you see any of that in the market, please do come forward. We're identifying that. We'll add that to our class action. Anybody in the market that's identified to sell lookalike product, counterfeit, or compatible as HP counterfeit, then we want to know about that intelligence, and we will obviously make any attempt or every attempt possible to take action. So as I said, obviously, hopefully I'm not taking up too much time that I'm not supposed to. I know that others are waiting to come on. But again, as I've mentioned, the way we work is that we communicate. As Manny said, education means everything. If you're not educated on it, you don't know about it, you can't communicate it. And the way we work as HP is we're collaborative, in everything we do. So you mean a lot to us. And obviously our job is to support the business in Nigeria and continue to do that. So as it states here, any intelligence that you can provide to the business, that can come to us, and I can then take that forward as obviously the counterfeit manager for Africa. Okay, thank you very much for your time. If you've got any questions now, please feel free to ask those whilst you have me.
I understand we'll take questions after the second presentation, but please put your hands together for Mr. Grant, please. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wow, so that's what's happening in the counterfeiting world, eh? So they take these same graphics. Well, those graphics were poorly made, but who wants to know if they see those prices are down and it can do what, they think that product can do what HP does. We're very wrong. That's why we're going into a video that will show us the importance of buying and using original HP supplies. I saw DP instead of HP. Yeah, I know the meaning of that. You know the meaning of DP now. Deceptive products. That is it. But we're going to fight against them because this is eye-opening. I never realized that this was happening and they are making so much money. It's unfair. But first of all, let's go back to the original line of products and see why it is important for us to tell all cadres of partners the benefits of buying and using original HP supplies. Here it is.
It was a necessity to protect our product, and that is what led us to HP Indigo Digital Printing and Microfocus GPass system to protect the consumer against fraudulent and fake product.
The Bauman family started raising ginseng in 1978. The climate here in Wisconsin is what makes it special. The minerals in the soil give Wisconsin ginseng their most favored status. All the ginseng that is raised here, a majority is consumed by the Chinese consumer. They love the flavor of this ginseng compared to other parts of the world. And we get about 25% more for our product coming out of Wisconsin. So there's great incentive for other companies to copy our product if they can. Consumers are extremely concerned how to identify and make sure they are getting the product that they're paying a lot of money for.
Rostar specializes in short-run, digitally printed custom bags. Bauman Farms wanted to incorporate anti-counterfeiting measures right into their packaging. And so we worked closely then with Microfocus and the Global Product Authentication Service that allows us to print variable codes with the HP Indigo Press and add these unique QR codes and unique goulash images right onto Bauman Farms packaging. You just have to scan the product, and within seconds you'll be able to tell whether it's an authentic product or not.
We want to be one of the highest quality brands in China. And with the GPass system, we are able to do that. Our family takes great pride in the business, and we're hoping to pass it on to our kids. We feel very confident that we'll be a growing and thriving business for many years to come.
It's quality you can rely on for every report, every presentation, and every cherished memory. It's commitment to the environment by using recycled materials in new cartridges and offering you a free recycling program from one of the 100 most sustainable companies in the world. It's confidence that your cartridges meet eco-label emission criteria to help maintain the air quality where you live and work. It's trust that from the packaging to the chips, you have ink and toner cartridges that help protect your printer and your data. It's peace of mind knowing you have original HP supplies.
Hackers don't always look like creepy, dark figures wearing hoodies and bashing away at lines of code. Most of the time, they look like you. Or me. But this time, you got lucky. I'm a white hat. Companies like HP hire people like us to hunt down vulnerabilities and eliminate them before they become a threat. My specialty? Infiltrating businesses, infecting their networks, getting into systems in ways that no one would expect. You see this little chip? Most office print cartridges have one. The difference is these third-party cartridge chips have a weakness. They're reprogrammable, not secure, and exactly the kind of in that I look for. Very few people realize inserting one of these into a printer is exactly the same as inserting an unknown USB drive into a PC. I inject a few lines of code here, a little malware there, and voila. Before you know it, I have access and control of your printer, your classified documents, your whole network. Big consequences from such a tiny chip. Now, this original HP cartridge, it's got a unique tamper-resistant microchip with smart card technology and security-hardened firmware. So no matter how hard I try to get in, it is protected against modification to its code. It's like a barricade, shielding you from an attack from people like me. And believe me, I've tried. Look, your security is only as strong as your weakest link, and I'll find it. What? Sometimes my ears get cold.
Hello, 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 ladies, gentlemen. Some years ago, we used to hear some kind of music. There used to be a rapper called Heavy D. You remember? Old school, we know that. This popular song, Now That We Have Found Love.
What are we going to do?
Now that you have found the secret to fight counterfeit, what are you going to do with it? Run with it. Thank you, man. Good evening. My name is Francis Ango John. Before I run through my slide, I just want to share a few tips with us. Supplies is a very important part of our business. And truly, I just want to ask you a question. What are the value propositions you share with your customer or with your resellers? You want him to buy original, what will you tell him? Yes. Can I have a mic? Someone is here. Yeah, I can amplify. Protect your hardware. Okay, that's fine. Yes. Come on. Yes. Oh, you're just waving. That's a good one. Just fourth. Yeah. Just here again. Can I hear you?
from the slide, it also protects your information.
Okay, protect your information. So I want to share with you 4 key points before I run through my slide. Number 1 of the value proposition is reliability and assurance of your quality. What that means, if you have a original cartridge, you are expected to get exactly the output that you request. Very, very important. This is one of the key that, look, you could buy any other thing, but for HP Original, reliability and quality is sure. Once you hit print, you get exactly what you want. Number 2, I think the president spoke about this during his presentation a few days ago, on sustainability. What happens to used cartridges? How does it impact the environment where you live? Those counterfeits, they empty them into the waters, into the soil. It percolates back into people's houses, and it affects people's health. Now you are dealing with the environment. Number 3, you are talking of indoor air quality. Indoor air quality. At any point you are printing, there are emissions that happens. So if you are very close to the printer, you will feel it, even if you stay within this environment. So the quality of the air where you have counterfeit is dangerous to people's health. People could fall ill. That is soft cost. Number 4, security. And that's what she was trying to show in her last point. People feel, oh, if you just take any chip and plug into the printer, it's enough. No. I sat down with one of the CIO and I was talking with him, and he said, look, Francis, I have an issue. This is fake toner. This is how he put it. And he said I should identify. And I was looking at it. I couldn't tell the difference between the two. But all I knew, he said, look, we have our letterhead. Once we print, you can actually clean it from the you can clean off the print from the letterhead. So I say, but this is your toner. I want to find out the difference. So I just asked him a very simple question. Go to the printer settings. What is the grammage of your letterhead? He said 120. I said, please set it to 120 and print. It printed and it went fine. So he brought the counterfeit and he said print, and it printed fine. So I told him, okay, take them out, get a plain paper, print on both. The counterfeit was not intelligent to tell the difference of the grammage of paper. But the HP Original, because it has tamper-proof firmware on it, was able to tell this is plain sheet, so I don't need to drop a lot of cartridge ink toner on the paper. And from then he found out and said, wow, so this is intelligent to this point. These chips you see are very cheap and they can be easily reprogrammed, and they can hack into your environment through those chips, unknown to you. I don't want to mention one of the big oil companies in the Middle East. This is what happened, how they hacked in through the chip. So as we're discussing in the process, he brought out the fake and the chip fell off. It was tissue that was used to support the chip. So it is very important to remember these 4 points: reliability and quality. Number 2, sustainability. Number 3, indoor air quality. So there is an independent body that does research on indoor air quality. So they study and find out that, look, once you exceed a certain threshold, the people become sick. And I can tell you, every remanufacture, every counterfeit fails, is 0 on arrival. And that's why if you are asking and you really want to test and you ask and say, we want Blue Angel certification, it's not HP. It's an independent standard. It's an industry standard. Just ask for Blue Angel certification. Every other person who knows he's doing counterfeit cannot compete on that platform. Well, so what are we doing? What is HP doing about counterfeit? It's not new. But what you know distinguishes you from another person. And that's why we want to educate our resellers, our partners, and we're in it together. We need to fight together. We need to get back the market. It's hurting all of us. That is the reality. If you keep quiet and say, it's not getting to me now, it will soon get to you. And that's why we all need to voice out. Very, very important. So today I will just talk briefly about fighting fakes and the use of ACF CDI services. I will explain what CDI is. And also we have our CAPP protections sales channel and how to check simple signs for some counterfeit. So what is HP doing? Number one, HP wants to protect, ensure that customers trust what they are buying, the quality of what they are buying. We want to protect you. So when HP is speaking, it's not just speaking of what it will gain now, it's to build a long relationship with you, protect you, and also using our CDIs. CDI simply means Customer Delivery Inspection. I will explain in my subsequent slides. These three key pillars are very important to us. We protect, and then we enable you. What do we mean by enabling? We create this awareness that we're discussing. If the CIO was not involved and was not willing to listen to me, there was no way. And at that point, they were already calling, and they were calling one of our partners and say, please take away all your cartridges. And it was just simple setting from the HP printer. Because every HP printer you open by default, the setting is plain paper. So once you change the paper, you need to put exactly what is the grammage so that you will get exact output. So we educate our partners, we engage ourselves, and I can tell you as partners, they've taken, one of our partners in Tanzania just said, look, HP, I have an event, I want you to come, I have my set of customers and I want you to talk to them. Today we're doing very well with our customer. We're not even dealing with the partner anymore, it's the customer. So customers just send mail and say, this is what we want to do. Why? Through education. And enforcement, I think Grant has spoken so much on enforcement. HP is doing a lot of enforcement. We did an enforcement in one of the countries, and the partner was eager and said, look, please, HP, give me the permission. I'm going to run jingle all over the stations, radio stations. I will publish it. I will do this. And because he was so excited, because at some point, he could barely break through in his business because of counterfeit. But when he met certain requirements, he was able to achieve this. Why? Why do we fight counterfeit? Counterfeit is illegal. Why? Because you have poor. Once you use counterfeit on your printer, remember that the warranty of the printer is 0. It's gone. So why do we make investment and then run it with a different cartridge? So once you start using counterfeit, the print quality diminishes. You will print and print again. I heard somebody say, no, they told us even if it's bad, just return it, we'll replace it. Let me tell you, it's not free. Someone is paying for it. So the print quality is bad. It can damage the warranty of your printer. It can even damage the printer. I've seen people call and say, we were just using it and then it's spilling all over the printer. Clearly, what did you buy? So it's also very, very important that once your printer is down, for most people, they are not buying as many printers as they used to have. Everybody now is converging. And because they are converging, once the printer is down, productivity reduces. Efficiency reduces. Impact. People need to travel. Along the line, I need to talk to money. I'm going to the printer. Then I get to that point. No. Loss of time, loss of energy, loss of productivity because of wrong cartridges. And also, some people use these counterfeits to enhance their criminal activities. If you touch HP intellectual property, I'm not a lawyer, but I know, you can be charged because that's a criminal offense. It's not your property. They remove Ubuntu and they replace it with something that looks like DP. Like Frank said, deceptive product. So It is very, very important. Today we're talking about security. Every decision you make to buy any IT equipment is a security risk. Very, very important. If you get to any office, you are talking to anybody, tell him everything you buy that is interconnected anywhere is a risk. Because once it's hacked, they will ask who took that decision. They say, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even happen in our country. Let me tell you, there are a lot of activities. Today, people are building what to hack into your environment using artificial intelligence. It's not longer cracking your brain. You just get some set of machine languages and just study it and then plug it. It's not like worm. It will mimic exactly what you want it to do. Remember, you saw what happened to the chip. Turn the chip to a video game. You get to your printer and you see Doom, video game. What happened? People are using artificial intelligence to rebuild what they will use to destroy the environment. And that's why I mentioned, remember, the cardinal point I say, quality and reliability. Tested. Okay. So, if you are involved in counterfeit, what are the things that will likely happen? Number one, there's a potential prosecution from the authority. You'll be treated like one. I don't want to call the person a criminal, but for sure, if you tamper with our intellectual property, we will face you. So imagine you are in the open space, and then it's your office that is being shown on the local news. You saw some buildings a while ago as a result of raid. So you lose your good reputation. Let me tell you, if you have a brand, you will always want to protect that brand. You might say, well, the brand is nothing today. Well, let me tell you, every other brand that is something today started from somewhere. So for the brand that you have built and then one day you get a letter, you are no longer a HP partner. Your compensations can be stopped. You say, well, I will get another. But let me tell you about your brand. You have built a brand over a period. And because of counterfeit that you are involved in, or the people are involved in, and then suddenly we said, you are no longer going to be an HP partner. Let me give you an example. We spoke to a partner. He was mixing and matching stuff. And for us, as HP, like Grant said, they went on inspection. And they found this. And, he was trying to justify that, but at the end of the day, we wrote to the customer that this person's contract has been terminated by HP. He lost practically every other thing he has invested in that account. So look at, why do you want to be involved in such? You run away from it. It's criminals who use these counterfeits to sabotage the effort of the people who do genuine business. So I've seen people who just beg and say, look, whatever HP, we are going to pay you anything, please bring us back on the program. Let me tell you, 5 years running. They have come on so many occasions. I have this. They said, we need to get this letter from you. I'm doing this business. And I said, sorry, it's not my decision. It's the decision of HP. So please run away from anything that is counterfeit. These are testimonies of customers how ACF has boosted their sales. The partner I was talking about, we just went in, had just one-day workshop with the directors. Because the directors were of the opinion that, look, if we negotiate with HP Direct, we'll get better pricing and things. So normally people don't say it's cheaper. That is just price. Price is not equal to cost. Price is just an element of cost. The soft cost that you can't put when someone is sick. The soft cost you can't put when your reputation is gone. Those are soft costs. It's not just it's cheaper. It will cost you more. The iceberg is very small on top. But beneath, it's massive. So these are all testimony, and I know very soon we'll also hear testimony of how you are working hand in hand with HP to make sure that we get our business going. Our CDI is Customer Delivery Inspection Service. What we do, we can walk into any customer's environment. It's a free service. All you need to do is to fill your form, share your details. I think it's minimum of 75 or 150. JP can correct that. If you have up to 150 that a customer buys toner at a time, we can walk into the environment, tell you the status, tell you whether they are genuine, whether they are real. We know some people can be dubious. We have seen where people from store take out products and then they subchange it. They substitute it in order to make some, But the CDI will walk into an environment, check, and advise you. We have seen here in Abuja, the recent one was in Abuja. I don't want to mention the name of the corporation. And really, we went there and we saw it and we advised the customer. He said, no, it's HP partner. So when he brought the certificate, I will look at it and we said, we don't have anybody in our database like this. So what will this do for you as a reseller? If you propose this to any customer, once the customer is satisfied that, look, with this program, I'm protected, and whatever I have in my stock, we can tell exactly if it's expiring or it's good or it's going to last or it's a mix or it's genuine. Subsequently, that customer will trust you. Even if you don't have, he said, please, can you get for me? So that's what CDI does. And secondly, for CDI, once we find out, maybe as a result of poor storage for some customers, HP absorbs it. We have done several replacements within and outside Nigeria. You say, oh, we found that truly what you are saying is genuine because we can trace it. The beauty of it is that our serialization of toners, if you give me one sample of toner from a customer side, I'll tell you where it's coming from. There's a team, and that's what I'll share next. So it's very important. We've done several CDIs. Some people who never expect. In fact, I spoke to one of our customers, and I told him, sir, can we send people to perform customer delivery in special environment? I said, no, Francis, please don't do it now. I beg you. I said, why? He said, no, we want to help you. He said, no, just give us 1 year. The implication is something is wrong. And they've been buying stuff. And he doesn't want to lose his job. And he said, so, no, I told him, I said, look, we want to protect. He said, no, please, nobody should come now. Suddenly, emails were not going, phone numbers were now blocked. In fact, the team were flying from Kenya to the place. And he said, no, don't come. There's nobody in the store. We don't have need now. But initially, he raised it as the boss and said, look, something is going on here. So after explaining and he saw the value, he said, no, please. So if you sell this value to your customer, he will trust you more. Okay? How do we use CDI to win back large deals? I know Nigeria, we're not used to tender sometimes, but I know, like East Africa in particular, practically everything goes through tender. We've had people go to fabricate our letterhead, manufacturer authorization letter with all kinds of names. And so when I took over what we do, I had 28 names. And I just told the customer, send them to me. So I send it back to the certificate team. Certificate team will verify each one and classify everyone that qualifies according to his strata. Can I shock you? People are still submitting good, they are good partners. They don't know anything. That HP has not even started amplifying. Which was a clear signal that he doesn't even know where we're going or where we are coming from. So we sent it back, and through that, because in the tender it's clearly stated, if you submit fake documents, you'll be blacklisted. You won't participate anymore. And the customer was very happy because, one, we helped streamline the 28 names to only 5. And among the 5, we asked them, where is sourcing from? Where are you buying from? And I told the customer, the day he placed his order, within 48 hours, I will give you his order number. I will track it, and I'll tell you when it's coming. And the partner came back and said, he was very happy the way HP was engaging with the customer on his behalf. How? We build this synergy together so you can use customer delivery inspection to win big deals. Customers will say, oh, for free? You come to our warehouse, take our record inventory, check, and then you give us a report. So it is very, very important. So it's voluntary. You're not paying anything. All you just need to do is to direct the person to the right place. So this strengthens the customer's trust and loyalty towards you. So we also have what you call the HP Audit Shield. I think that's here. HP performs audit on their partners, and also we talk to customers on audit. Why? I've had like few customers calling and said, since last year, HP has not come to perform new audit. And I was saying, why? They said, no, Francis, once I have that certificate, that everywhere I go to, every office I go to, I say, look, HP just perform an audit. This is my certificate. So the customer can trust me more. The customer can do more business with me. So it is very, very important. And too fast. I think we all know how to identify the cartridges. When you see a fake cartridge, you should be able to tell. Once you see the price is too low, be very careful. That's a red flag. Number two, the packagings are very, very important. Look at our logo. Just look at this logo on the screen. If you're very familiar with HP, you see that the logo is not the same as what we used to have. And who is on the screen? Who is holding my presentation? Please, can you click on this? Can you click on it? Yeah. It should move. Just click. Yeah. So if you tilt this sideways, this is what you get. How to test the hologram. Once you tilt it, you can see this. This is how to test. If it's toner, you will see TNR. If it's ink, you will see ink. Very, very important. If you turn it left, right, it should turn the way it is. Okay? And if you decide to use your QR code, it will give you a digit that should match the digit that you will see on this side. Just to help you, immediately you can tell whether it's toner or whether it's ink. And also, when you look at a box, there are places where people just put all kinds of things. There are places where HP logo stays on the box. Look at this 05A, for example. You see where it is? Some put it on top of the carton. Some cartons just come sealed. These are all physical signs that you can check first. So, but ensure you know the right label on how to, and also how to test it. Clearly, if you look on the screen, you will see that we have cartridges that are in white boxes. If you are not an SBD partner, supplies big deal partner, and you have it in your environment, something is totally wrong. If ACF come after you, you will explain how it got to you. The brown carton is only for partners who are managed print services partners. That's where you see this. It's just for MPS. And HP designed this particularly to tailored towards their operation. It's towards their operation. So you don't say, oh, just bring it. Somebody's asking of it. And I think I want to give kudos to the distributors because I've received so many feedback. Say, no, we called him and he told them that they will not sell. Every one of them, I don't want to mention it, but they'll come back to me and say, oh, this guy is not an MPS partner. But so please spot the signs of fake. Examine the package. If the package looks suspicious. I have a deal in Uganda. What happened in the process of transporting the product, I think there was some kind of depression and the top of the carton popped off. The goods are intact. But immediately he got to the customer, he said, they won't take them. Ship them back. They sent me the picture. I spoke to him. I said, we'll send. He said, Francis, you know the rule. Once I suspect any carton, take it back. HP had to ship them back. Gave you new sets. How? Because he knows that, look, if the carton is suspicious, I'm not sure how it looks like. Let me just quickly, because my time, I'm running out of time. So one other thing you can do is understand the codes and the dates. I hear people ask questions and say, does toner expire? No. Toner does not expire. But if you keep it in a wrong condition, a wrong room temperature of your storage, you can destroy it too. But for ink, it has expiry date. Very, very important. Listen, once you take your toner and you bring out, if you bring out your toner, on the carton, you will see a number. And that number, at least 5 or 6 of that number must match with exact number that is on the cartridge. If it doesn't, something is fishy. That's step 1. Step 2, if it's ink, you will always see a date code like this. So it's always 1, -1 or +1 month. It shows you that's the expiry date. Because it's ink, there's tendency that it can dry out if it's not kept well. So these are just few tips that you can use to just quickly look at. Sometimes you don't even need to call CDI for 20 cartridges. It's something you can just quickly run through with your... We're working with the customer at the moment, and what he said was, Francis, we need to understand all the barcodes because we buy like 600, 800, so nobody has time to be snapping one barcode, upload, and things like that. So we agree. Let's get a barcode reader. Once you take them into your store, scan all your barcode, we will see the serial numbers of all that you supply to you. And we will share with you the serial numbers of the batch that came to you. All this is to build the trust that the customer has reposed on us. And that's what we expect to do in the open space. So here we also say that it's very, very important that in your decision making, like I said before, it is very, very important that you understand some few things. There are guidelines. Today, I've not been able to have that breakthrough in Nigeria, but outside the country we have, where tenders are released, and they ask us what are the guidelines that we should include. We are not talking about an individual. We're talking of standards. Standards from sustainability, standards from indoor air quality, standard from Blue Angel certification are things we just plug into it. So they know what they should get at the end of the day. So the future of ACF is in your hands, is in my hands. We should take advantage of it. Speak when you need to. And there are other presentations. This site, this website, you can always go there. There are more materials here. But because it's getting late, I have to stop at this point. But the important message this evening is you have heard something. What are you going to do with it? Feel free, ask questions when it's time. Thank you very much.
Wow. So thank you. When a man can get your attention for 45 minutes and can speak like that, he has to be one thing. He's a pastor. Great presentation. Now it's time for us to befuddle the team with questions. I'm sure you're bursting with inquiries. And the team is here. So this is like the question answering hub. The beautiful ladies will hold a couple of microphones, come to you, you introduce yourself and ask the question. I don't know if the team would prefer to hear a barrage of questions first, then answer them, or is it going to be one by one? If it's one by one, I'll assure you, we will not leave here until after Christmas. So let us have a group of questions, and I'm sure they'll tackle those questions. All right, so ladies, our ladies are in pole position. Let's have questions from anybody. Anything at all that you want to find out about. Anybody? Questions? Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, good evening. My name is Emmanuel. From Amaget Stores. Okay, we have heard and we've known that the counterfeit industry are really making a lot of money, 1.4 trillion US dollars. Now, my question is, we can do this from our end by educating our customers and the end users. So my question now is, what is HP doing from their end to ensure that presently I believe we are in a digital state. We are going to IT like the artificial intelligence is going so wild. I believe HP can introduce some things like tech into this chip. I believe in our last session, we were introducing some printers that we can use. Printers are not more printers again. Printers are like PCs now, like computers. So I believe software can be, I believe some things can be done by HP by introducing some software and programs into the whole system that can counter.
Okay, just like a firewall in the system that would alert the system that this is a counterfeit. All right, so next question, please. I have a gentleman here. That's a good idea.
Thank you. I'm Adeyinka from Medbase Technologies. So I want to find out, we have instances where these companies don't keep the carton. Let's say, for instance, someone who has a bulk of toners, who has procured a bulk of toners, and now they've been using it. At a point, they get to a certain instance when the toner comes bad. Now they want to return it to you. They return it in a different carton. I have the serial numbers on the cartons, but there's a different number or a different identification system on the toners itself, on the cartridges themselves. So how do I find out that indeed this toner was sold by me, comparing it to the serial, which is what I have? Obviously, they no longer have the carton. So how do I find out? Because I found out quite recently that the only way to match the cartridges to the carton is through the batch numbers that he mentioned while he was on stage. So if I have only the batch number, which comes on the cartridges, and there is no longer carton, which comes with the identification for the serial numbers, how do I know?
Okay. Can we have another? Let's have a couple more. Okay, like 5 questions, so we have 2 down, 3 to go. Anybody? If we don't have anybody, then they can, answer, and I'm sure you'll derive some follow-up insights from the answers if you don't have any questions now. So anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. I think we don't have anybody else, but I'm sure from the answers, new insights would arise.
I think I can stand here now. The stage is for Frank. Maybe I want to be a millionaire too. Okay, so what is HP doing? If you watch, at least there are a couple of videos that were played. You saw Wolf security system. So Wolf security system, it's a complete package of solutions for security. There's what you call whitelisting, blacklisting. All these are all terminologies that we use, but all is built on artificial intelligence. To be able to tell, if you looked at her when she plugged in the original HP cartridge back to the printer, and she tried to do some stuff and it said it's locked. These are new technology that we're infusing into our devices, okay? And I know some of us have heard of the TerraJet technology. Yeah, that's where we're moving to. Our new printers, we use that technology called the TerraJet. So let me tell you also, these people who do these things try to look for older printers older printers, and then they keep pumping it out. With a new technology on Jet Intelligence, it gives you option to even lock a cartridge to a printer. So if you take out the cartridge from that printer to another printer, it will never work until you return it and unlock it. So these are all new technology that HP is bringing into space. And also, when we talk about the kind of cartridges that you use on your printer, remember your printer has an operating system called the firmware. So once you regularly update your firmware, you will get more value for what you have. But unfortunately, the day you bought your printer, that same firmware is still running till today. You had never thought of it. Okay, so in terms of counterfeit is a cartel. The fact that original exists, that's why you still have people trying to imitate the original. They will try, but it's not the same. So there are a lot of technologies that HP also is doing. And I know there are a couple of cartridges they can't even break through, no matter what they do. Okay, that's, okay. So the second one, so for carton, if you bought your product from the distributor has the list of items he sold to you, and we can tell the batch. If you bought it originally from the distributor who sold to you brought those items as a batch. So you can trace. So I was invited for a project maybe 3 months ago. They asked me, if Nigeria, can you get back used cartridges? And I was talking to customers, and the feedback was amazing. We don't know where they go. We don't have. Someone said, look, we just give it to Malam. They bring truck and just pack them away. So it is very, very important with the features that we have shown you. If you're also selling cartridges to customer, you can put something on your carton, for example. You scan, immediately it's arriving. Wherever it goes, you should be able to say, we supply cartridges to a customer. What the procurement department did, when the 1,000 came, they scanned all of them. And they transfer it to their different branches according to the scanned versions. So you cannot come from Aba and say the ones you brought to me is this one, because they had a copy of what they transferred to you. So subsequently, they complain of, no, you are the ones who brought this to us. Just went dead. So these are all opportunities that you can. Okay, somebody is raising up his hands again. Okay, questions.
All right, my name is.
Okay, are you Visera? And then one again.
I am Ifeanyi Chukwu, start of TD Africa. So I think the challenge we are having is that the toner serial numbers on the cartons are not on the cartridges, because we have situations where a customer will buy toner from us, and maybe he said it's not printing well, and they have opened the carton already. So when you bring back the toner cartons, we need to remove the cartridge. Looking at it, there is no serial number on it, because if we compare the serial number on the cartons when we sold it, we cannot be able to confirm if it's actually from us. So I think HP will try more to put the same serial number on the cartridge inside with the same thing on the carton. So even if the customer opens it and he said it's a DOA, or maybe it's not printing well, so we need to confirm again that this is actually from us, because the same serial number on the carton is also the same serial number on the cartridge. So that is it.
Yeah. All right, let's take one more there. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Recently, I had a complaint from one of the partners saying the toners I supplied to them were empty. I have a question, will HP supply me empty cartridges? One more question was, I supplied 305 ink cartridges to Spar, Park and Shop. And I can see some 305 there, which has barcode. But the products HP supplied to me doesn't has the barcode.
I actually thought Mr. Francis answered the question I asked earlier, and I'm surprised to see someone from TD debunk that. Now, I'm interested in, let's make it practical. I supply toners. In fact, the partner he's talking about is us. Yeah. I supplied toners to a brand. They brought it back in a different carton. Number one, obviously the batch numbers do not match. However, let's say they supplied the cartridges without toners, without the cartons, to say, oh, we dispose the cartons immediately. We trust your brand, so we don't think you guys will do anything shady. So we dispose the cartons. And they bring back the cartridges. So I have only the batch numbers. How do I trace it or identify it in accordance with the serial numbers I have on paper? That's one. Number two, we know very well that the serial numbers are printed on the chip, or what's it called now?
Cartridge.
Not the cartridge. There was something you were trying to show us that.
Hologram.
The hologram. Thank you. It's printed on that. And the moment the seal is removed, sometimes that thing goes off. So how do we do these things?
I think at this rate you will leave the microphone here, because this guy is looking like somebody questions will come out of. Please leave it there.
Let me start with his question. This is why it's very important that I just gave the last example of a bank that when we supply, the first thing they did in procurement was to scan all the cartons. So there was a serial number. They dispatched them according to the serial number to different branches. So it is impossible for someone to come back and say, the one you supplied us. And let me tell you, for every cartridge that is printed, it has, we said, 5 to 6 of those numbers must tally. If you have an empty, if it's empty, it's different conversation. But what they brought to you was in a different carton. So it was not empty. They opened it. The one they brought back to you, do you have the serial numbers? You don't have. That's what I'm saying. It is not among them at all. No, there is a serial number on the cartridge. On the cartridge itself.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Okay.
Has anyone seen serial number on the cartridge
You've
before?
seen? Okay.
Serial numbers, not batch numbers now.
The hologram number is not the serial number. Do you want to go back to my slide?
Please do. I think that's why we are here.
Yeah.
Can you do that? And I'm also interested. Why is HP not interested in getting back the cartridges?
Okay, so
once used?
I was going to come back to that question. So, yeah, you want us to open one?
The product is there.
Yeah, let's have one product. No, not this slide. Before this. Is it before this? After. After. Keep going. Where I have the serial numbers. Very good. Look at the cartridge. Okay. This is the serial number. This is the serial number. Here. If I open this cartridge, it should be on this. Look at where the position is. It is not on the hologram. It's not this. This is to show you that this package is authentic. That's why you have the hologram. You don't have the serial number on this. But whatever number you scan on your barcode should be the same that is showing on to identify the hologram. I'm talking of the security hologram. It's different from your serial number. Correct. No, we are talking of batch number. Batch number can be the same, but serial numbers are different.
Okay. So this number you're showing us is the serial number.
Yes.
Now, it can only be picked manually.
That's it. It's here. Look at it. Look at the number here.
This number can only be picked manually.
Yeah.
So if I have 1,000 of these boxes,
and that's why we give you
I get to write
opportunity.
this manually.
Yeah. We gave you opportunity to use CDI for free.
No, that's one. And then number two, the particular toner I reported to Ayub quite recently comes with this number being similar. Serial numbers should be, I have 10 boxes, they should have different numbers.
Okay.
That's not the case.
So what we do, because we can keep everybody.
All right.
What we do, once there is a case like this, all you need to do is take the carton, take this carton, use your camera, take 6-sided of these cartridges on this carton. You snap the front, the back, up, down, in high resolution, and send it. We will go into details. To the point of production, we will get into that details. It could be, I don't know if this is, let's call it a rare case. Because I can't argue with you because I was not there. But if it happens, just take 6-sided pictures, high resolution, and send it across. But if you have a lot, please invite CDA to help you. Take advantage of that. Invite them. That is their work. They will help you. Life becomes easier because you can't count 1,000 cartridges this way. Thank you very much. Can I go with
Can
this?
I possibly assist?
Take away. Okay. So, you mentioned about taking back cartridges. And I told you, we had a project called Planet One. And currently we're at a phase with Planet One. So what's Planet One program about? We're saying you can return back your cartridges back to HP. HP will take them. But you know, in our country, there are legislation for e-waste. If it's not endorsed and passed by the Senate, you can't transport e-waste from your country to another country. It's a criminal case. So all these backings needs to be in place to enable us. So all we are looking for is just an enablement. Because we already have in South Africa and we have in Morocco. Why not Nigeria? And we have a very big market. Very massive market. So HP is willing to establish Planet One program in Nigeria. But we also need, thank God Manny mentioned about the new Minister for Digital Economy. I hope he'll be able to drive some of this. So that's the only thing that's keeping us. If not, we have the mandate to establish Planet One program. Okay? So then we can ask, and that was part of the project that was asked. They say, Francis, how many cartridges can you muster? I spoke to about 22 customers. Everybody has one story. We don't know, we don't have. We're not using it anymore. And they are buying. So invariably, somebody is taking them somewhere for something. The guys in the store are doing some stuff. I don't want to mention names. So, but all of us, we need to come together. That's why we call it combat. We need to fight it together. No retreat, no surrender. We have to get to where we're going. Thank you.
Okay, we want to connect to John Grant. Okay, all right. Let's hear from him.
Hello, everybody. Can you still hear me? Hopefully you can hear me okay. I was just listening to your conversation in regards to the serials and lot codes, and obviously, you know, a good explanation of obviously what's on the packaging itself. What I would like to feed in is from our perspective, as obviously we look at these packaging.
Okay, there it is.
Hello, can you hear me okay? Hello? Okay, I've got somebody giving me thumbs up in the background of a blurred screen, so hopefully you can hear me. Okay, all right, guys, I was just listening to the conversation about serials and batch and lot code numbers. Now, just as an add-in from myself, I was listening, very interested to hear about what was being said, and obviously there's been some concerns in regards to what's on the packaging itself. What I can assure you of is, one, the serial number that's been referred to is a security seal number. A serial number which is actually on the, as it's mentioned, is actually on what we call the 6.0 version of the HP security label. Now, that number that you see is unique, and obviously that will change for each label. Now, what you see on the back of the box is completely different. So if you're able to, you should be able to scan those. We obviously have our own scanners which will allow us to actually ascertain which label should be on which box. So if we used our pedigree scanners, for instance, and do a single batch scan, that would allow us as HP to identify that specific label should be on that specific SKU. Now, unfortunately, you guys don't have that to assist you. But what you can see, what you should be able to see as well, is that does it look like a label which has been removed or replaced? Do you see anything that, have you identified any signs of suspicion that it may be something that is harvested? Has it come from another box? As I mentioned, they've got a habit of actually taking these labels from other boxes and placing them onto those products. So that's the kind of thing you should be looking at initially. Secondly, you should look at the label. Does it have the movement which was made mention to you earlier? Move it left to right, up and down. If it doesn't have that type of movement, and it doesn't have other features in the label that you would expect to see, then that should draw suspicion, and obviously you should make, as Francis mentioned, you come to HP, provide the imagery that's required, and we can assist you further. The batch codes and the lot codes you see on the back of the box, these at times are most of the time printed, but at times can be actually obviously written on. We've seen that depending on where they come from, or they're just a stamp as such. However, those batch codes which you see aren't unique. In other words, if you get a pallet or a large supply of that same SKU, and you've got, say, 300 or 400 on a pallet or whatever, then you should expect to see the same serial and batch code or same date actually on those packages. That does not tell you, a difference in those, considering, if, for instance, a good example would be if you get a large pallet from the distributor directly from HP into your supply chain, you should expect to see possibly the same lot code and batch codes, dates, etc., on the back of those packages. What you won't see is obviously a sealing label, which will have the same number on it. If you see that, then obviously we're looking at definitely suspicion of counterfeit. Now, I won't go into the lot codes any more than I will, because for me, we actually have identifiers in those serials and lot codes which are actually used to actually identify counterfeiters, and that's information I'm not willing to provide. So the way we read them and the way they're actually put together is something we shouldn't be able to furnish to you, but what we can say is that they will be similar if they are the same SKU on a pallet. So if you do actually obtain a box back with a cartridge inside it, what you should have is that the serial number, this is where it goes wrong. It's not the serial, it's the batch code that's on the back of the box should match what's on the toner cartridge itself. Okay, and if that reads correctly, then that is the correct toner cartridge for that particular box. What we do see counterfeiters do in Nigeria specifically is place any form of refilled toner into any form of skewed box. Okay, and at times we'll also see counterfeit or we'll see harvested labels placed onto those packages. I hope that assists in some way. And if you've got any further questions, please do ask. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Grant. Okay, so, okay. All right, so that's it. See, something has been bothering me. Wait, let me show you people something since we're onto this thing. Please, I'm sorry. What's your name, please? He's laughing. He suspects where I'm going to. What is your name, Oga?
Abefayo Tunji.
Okay, so you are the originally fine and counterfeit Sabinus. Somebody has asked you this before, haven't they?
It's a popular situation out there already.
It's a popular situation out there. So people know that you look like Sabinus. Frankly so. Hey, you've got bars. Frankly so. Give me that. Sabinus. Well, I was looking at him and said, it can't be. No, you know. So, I mean, he has a nerve coming here looking like Sabinus. But the fight against counterfeits is good that this has been eye-opening for me because, of course, definitely, I have printers, and I'm looking at all this, and I'm realizing the technicalities. Of course, the security is imposed upon by HP so that we can still fight these counterfeits. I don't want to put a counterfeit cartridge in my printer because I now know what is going to happen. So one more reason for me to stay awake at night, hoping that I don't buy fake cartridges. Now, if you look at on your table, we have tiles. Everybody, look at. But of course, obviously, it's not on this table and it's not on that table. Okay, it's on that table. You see tiles? Yeah, please pick your tiles. Now, each table is a team. Let's play some games. All right, check your table. This table has 2 people. Where are the rest of your people? All right, you come close to him now so that you can come together, huddle closer, because this is serious business. You're going to win prizes here. Now, there's a game we're going to play. You see tiles and you see letters on those tiles, okay? You are supposed to form a phrase. The first table to form the phrase, each team member of that table will win a voucher. I'll tell you how much later. Now, here it goes. Here. This table is already doing it. They've not even heard the word. They are already composing it. What are you composing? Everybody is composing. Okay, here are the rules. At least listen to the rules. You can only use one blank tile. You can only use one blank. There are like 3 blank tiles. And what you are composing, the phrase is this. Buy original HP supplies. Go. The first table to do it, signify and tell me. But you can only use one blank tile. If you use 2 blank tiles, disqualified. Now, let me go around and see what's happening. You can only use one blank tile. All right, signify if you are first. If it's a false alarm, I don't want false alarms, please. So you can only use one blank tile, not 2, just 1, if you don't see the letter. Let me see. Buy original HP supplies. Buy original HP supplies. You can only use one blank tile. Yeah. All right, let's see what's happening here. Wow, these people are, whoa. Okay. You can only use one blank tile, remember. All right, let's go. Where? Let me see. All right, come. Halt. Who was first now? Who was first? All right, let me see. All right. Buy original HP supplies. Which guys? These guys were first. They raised their hands first. Emmanuel says they raised their hands first. These people. Okay, let's see what they even wrote. You know people that will rush and submit rubbish in exam hall. Let's see. Buy original HP. You say what? Double P. So Emmanuel is that's double L. Look at. You see what I said? You see what I said? All you people that are just go and write, they tell you to. All right, let's see this one. Buy original HP. Let me see. Supplies. Ladies and because it's the blank tile now. It's the blank tile. Madam, you know they play Scrabble. Put your hands together for them. They are the winners. All right. So Emmanuel. So everybody stand down. Let me see. Let me check your. What did you say? Buy original HP supplies. Yeah, but you weren't first now. No. They were the first. Yeah, sorry. Don't worry. We'll do carryover. Next year. All right. So I want the members of that. Emmanuel is going to do the honors. Present them with the tiles right now. Let's do it. The vouchers. Alfredson, where are the vouchers, please? Each of them. How many people are on that table? Please. We don't want counterfeit members to sit there. Everybody's. How many? You are 8. All right. So Manny, are you ready? All right. So each please. The team, please come. Please put your hands together for them as they come to the people. All right, yes. Augusto, DJ, please. DJ. Oga, please. Stop. It's not African Cup of Nations you just won. Please come. See him exposing. He's doing like this. All right, so Manny has. Are you going to announce the prize for that?
Do you want me to announce? Stand up for the champions. All right.
If I didn't win, I won't stand up for any champion. I'm sure you know. All right, so Manny is going to present the vouchers. Each voucher is worth what? 20,000 naira. Each voucher is worth 20,000 naira for 8 of you. All right.
Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions. Just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions.
All right, so all right, that was great exercise. So what they did is they put 3 blank tiles to like a decoy, so you can't use one, but you don't know what letter is missing unless you look through and everything. That's how we made sure that there will be only one winner. But that was a very close call. The other people there that were the counterfeit winners, they just put, and he deceived me because I just saw, I said, they are the winners now, they're the winners. I went, I looked again. They are the winners now. I looked at all of them. Let this be the last time. All right. We are putting props because we're going to go into a dynamic performance now. This guy that you are seeing here, moving like, this guy is a legend in terms of dance, drama, action. So what we want to symbolize is this war we are fighting, and what better way to emboss it on our minds than through dance. So we've done it through presentation, we've done it through questions. Now let's see what form it takes through dance. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of introducing to you our foremost dance group. And I like the title of their name, but I like their theatrics better. Dance na the main thing. Please put your hands together for them.
Hey, my friend, time now money. Make you not play with your work, yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please, get me a cup of coffee.
Okay, sir. Sir, you have 2 appointments today. First is with a couple about to get married.
That's wonderful. Please, let them in.
Okay, sir.
Congratulations on your engagement. You have set a date, right?
Oh, thank you. A date has been set for the wedding. We are so happy.
Yes, so we are so very happy actually, and that is why we have come to meet you. We want you to print our wedding invite.
Oh, wow. Thanks for the opportunity. As you know, we use HP printers to make printing easy and well trusted.
We know.
Please, share all the necessary details with our graphic personnel, and it should be ready in 1 week.
We appreciate it, but it is vital that the invites are error-free. I do not have any energy for back and forth. Oh.
No, you don't have any problem, ma. No problem. That's a good way to start the day. What's next?
Sir, next, we have a political aspirant, but your wife just popped in with your lunch. Can I let her come in now?
Hey! My baby's here. Aww. Please, let my sunshine come in. Hey, honey. What type of lunch did you bring for me?
Oh, Beam, I brought your favorite dish.
Hey, I always love your cooking.
I need to run. Oh, Beam, don't forget to buy the supplies for the printer at the study. School has started and the children have a big project coming.
Sure, darling.
Ngwanu, Kangawa.
Babe, please, drive safely, okay? Ngwanu, Lawulo. Come in.
Sir, we have a political aspirant sitting currently at your reception.
What? My wife's prayers are really working, no? So, I will finally get to participate in an election. Please, 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 let him in immediately.
Yes, sir. Sir, this is
Otumba Yusuf Adejoha. Who doesn't know the most popular and charismatic man in our neighborhood? Please, have your seat, sir.
Ore, God has delivered me to your footstep. I was speaking to my cousin and he told me you have the best printing press in the community. As you all know, I am a politician and I want to help my community. I need my handsome face to be pasted everywhere in the community so that cheap and horrible TPP individuals, so they won't see any space at all, you know.
Sir, we can do that and more. Let me guess. You need flyers, banners, stickers as part of your collateral.
Oh, my dear. Now you are talking. You have a good head on you. I need that, but the quantity should be in thousands.
Okay, sir. Do you want to discuss your colors and guidelines now?
Otumba, discussing colors, ke. I have my campaign communication manager. He will come and talk to you tomorrow. I just needed to see you so we can get to know each other. I am a very good man. Very, very good man. But don't get on my bad side. Everything should be very, 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 I mean very perfect.
No problem, sir. You don't have to worry. Everything will be perfect, sir.
Very, very perfect. Once again, I am a good man, but don't get on my bad side.
You don't have a problem, sir.
Please.
Otumba Yusuf.
You are talking.
Otumba himself.
Sir, I have news for you. Our original HP ink and toner supplier is giving us a rate that is higher than we expected.
What? In this season of financial wahala, see my friend, go and buy the ink and toner someplace else. After all, I use HP printers. Nothing fits happen. See my friend, let me eat my food in peace now.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, that will be all your appointments for today, sir.
Oh, it's been a long day. I need a rest.
I love you, thank you. Something want to happen, and it's something I cannot tell you. And it's something is very, very make sure like double before you got the control. No time for story, no time for story. You cannot get it. Make sure that you ready. Make you know me see something. No time for story. You cannot get it. Make sure you ready. Make you know me see something.
later.
See me see wahala wahala day, wahala day, wahala day, wahala day.
Babe, what do you mean by it's my fault? Should I kill myself? I told you that I bought counterfeit HP ink and toners. See, honey, don't get me upset at all. I did not spoil the HP printers at the study. It's the fake product. Can you listen to me at first? Listen, let me talk. Can we please continue this conversation later? What do you mean I need to buy a new HP printer? I will call you later. I will call you.
Sir, hey, there is fire on the mountain. Oh.
My glorious day, Abby. After I signed off on all the samples shared with me, tell me why you sent Ronnie a terribly printed invite to me.
Honey, just imagine. We have even sent some out. I just say, let me open it. And I saw the rubbish he did.
Imagine.
Wolf, Tiger, hold that man now before he runs. He will, I hear me tell bá mi. Lenwe, ó ti pa mí. What? My hard-earned money, they are all gone. My campaign, Otilo. Where do I start from? I will show you.
Please, Otuba.
I will show you.
Otuba, please.
I will show. Imi, Otuba, I will show you.
Please, Otuba. Let me explain. You go explain, tire. No evidence, alaye. Hey, we will dump you with the police first. Fetch first, oh. Fetch first. Police. Fetch first. Please. I deserve a word now. Will you keep quiet? I promise you. We use HP printers to do your job. But, it's okay. The problem is, I went to buy supplies, the ink and toner from someplace else because I wanted it cheaper. Continue. And it has ruined everything.
This man! You joker. What rubbish! So you decided to compromise my job after you collected a huge sum of money from us.
I just wanted to make more profits. Instead of that, all my printers are now bad. My printing jobs are terrible.
You be mumu. You think say they wise. You are a mumu man.
My customers are angry with me. In fact, they carry me, they go where I no. Chai, here is God. Oh.
Say no to counterfeit products. Buy your ink and toners from only certified HP suppliers.
Get right here, man.
I will. I'm on my way. That's Jayo. Lale Friday. She's on my way. I'm on my way. That's Jayo. Lale Friday. I know they want to see me fall. But I they stop it, I know they follow. Won't pay me or more papa low. If you don't know, make you ask. I do go. Where do they body? I been doing this in Dante. Ibadu Jeo, Koma se wasodo wara. Whatever you do, hope say you they make the rubber. I don't get time for Hana. I take it. I will. I'm on my way. That's in Jayo. Lale Friday. She's on my way. I'm on my way. That's in Jayo. Lale Friday. I will. I'm on my way. That's in Jayo. Lale Friday. She's on my way. I'm on my way. That's in Jayo. Lale Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together one more time for dance, not the main thing. I don't want to say it's... say it. You want to say it. Say it. Thank God, though, because this is the very jacket I wanted to wear. But now everybody will say it's counterfeit because it's plenty. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some consumers here. Aww. Sabinos. That's a sound effect from your skit. All right. So we have consumers that we want to recognize that we just consumers. Adebayo Adeagbo. Please, where is he? Adebayo, where are you? Okay, I have Mr. Ashutosh. Mr. Ashutosh, please. Just signify, you can raise your hands. Our consumers. Anab Bhattacharya. Oh, wait, this list that you gave, they are not here. Or maybe they went. Okay, let me just recognize them. Esther Talabi. Esther Talabi. You are Esther. You say what? What's your name? Tosin. Okay, all right. Well, you are a little too happy to bear that name. Esther Talabi. Okay. All right, this is representing Shola Odulaja. Shall I do? Wait, you brought members of your local government here. Why are they clapping for you? Because they didn't clap for Esther. Tosi. All right. You're all welcome. We just got them here so that they can see the experience, see what we are doing. Sometimes at both ends of the spectrum, they need to know what HP is doing, the amount of work, research, and the amount of measures they take to counter counterfeit. All right. It's time for the vote of thanks. Now you will notice that there was no dinner. Yes, I like it that way because when I asked Alfredson, I said, hey, when are people going to eat? Because when people start eating, even including myself, I don't concentrate anymore. I don't care what you are saying, even though you are talking about anti-terrorism or people trying to invade us directly from Cameroon. I don't care. I want to finish eating, then we'll talk about that tragedy later. Now, we kept it at the end of the event, so I'll tell you how to do that after we take the vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, I have somebody who is going to thank all the departments for making this event a success. He is a partner business manager of HP. Please put your hands together for Kingsley Oswala. Vote of thanks.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kingsley Oswala. I know everyone here, so no need for introduction too much. So I want to thank you. I want to thank esteemed our esteemed partners for taking our time out of their busy schedule to be here with us today. We know it's not easy leaving your business and coming to join us. Without you, the business of HP won't be a success. I want to say a big, big thank you to you for honoring our invitation. We appreciate the business that you do. We appreciate what you do for us as HP. And we thank you for coming out tonight. I think dinner is after this, right? All right. Enjoy your evening.
All right. Hey, Manny, check this out. Next time, instead of her, why don't you put somebody from Nigeria? Somebody who is loved. Is she from Nigeria? I don't know her. Okay, that's true. She looks like she's from Edo State, something. But I digress. So, okay, you have an Edo State lady here. So you have to put a guy. A guy who's known. I mean, everybody loves him, dresses well, speaks impeccably. I mean, everybody's talking about him every time. Even on Twitter, they call him Bazbos, you know, that kind of thing now. I just put him there, you know. If you people know of such a person, please suggest it to them. All right. Somebody met me today earlier and said, you don't behave like you normally do. I said, what? I don't behave. This is real me now. This is how I'm behaving. He said, no. Like you normally do there now. I said, on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? He said, on Twitter. I said, I have no idea of what you speak. He said, no. You know, they give you, you give them, they give them. I said, well, you know, people are more polite in real life. Like, for instance, you haven't given me anything for me to give you back. So he looked at me and said, okay, so you are attending this counterfeit event, but you are dressed like an Englishman. So it's counterfeit outfit. Yeah. Very dry joke. His three friends were laughing. I told him, at least I am not wearing shoes that are supposed to be Dolce Gabbana. Your own is Dolce Abagana. But it wasn't so. I gave him back. So everybody, I got more laughter. Do you know what happened? When Who Wants to Be a Millionaire stopped, so I was going, true story, I was going to buy a standing AC, 3 horsepower. So I went to one of those shops. So we're all lining up and everything to pay. Then one guy in front of me looked at me, oh, Frank, Oga Frank, short guy like this. You go, Oga Frank, who wants to be a millionaire, stop. Then he now started announcing to everybody. He said, Oga Frank, who wants to be a millionaire, stopped because money finished. So they don't get money to pay the people way win. That's why he stopped. So Oga Frank no get money again. He laughed at his own joke, stupidly. Then I said, well, yes, I don't get money again. That's why I dey buy standing AC. You, na kettle you dey buy. I gave it to him. You see, me, I like peace. I face my front. But please, I hope that you don't try me on Twitter. But something inside me is wishing that you will try me. Vasbos. So, Manny, that is the kind of person that can fight counterfeiting. A person that will boast counter the bus. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So, now dinner. Photo ops first, sorry. Our good people from HP will stand here. They'll file out and we'll just take photographs and everything. So, cameramen at the ready. Let's start taking photographs. I think we'll take, I don't know whether it's only HP that is taking photographs. Okay, with everybody. With everybody. Okay, we'll just do it in. Maybe, yes, some here and everything. The winning table, you are going to come and take now. Eh? Yes, now. Okay, the way you rush, I don't understand you. Any small thing, you don't even know what I'm going to say. I say, even the winning table, you start up. Okay. All right. Calm down. Come, stand by. Just stand here. I want you to take it so that you'll use it and tell the cameraman. Yeah. You people are the original ones. Yeah, well done. Okay. So, cameraman, please. Don't wait. We'll do after them. You guys go take. I'll make sure you get their contact so that you can receive a copy and stuff like that.
There's no what? There's not. The Bluetooth is not.
What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay. Tala, aren't you? Where's Talal's where's his combat outfit? DJ, please reduce a bit. Where's his outfit now? Tala. You left it, okay. Because of this small price where you run now, you don't. Okay, all right, the winners, please come and take photographs with the HPT. Watch your step. All right, so the winners are going to interact. Please, just go, mix, mingle. Let it be. Go. Just mingle. Let's have HP with HP like that. Okay, what other category? Alfred. Everybody. Have a song stage. Okay, congratulations, winners. Congratulations. Okay, cool. All right, everybody, we're going to come form like, if you feel like taking photographs here, please, just come this way, let's line up and take photographs. Then I'll tell you how dinner is going to be served. All right, let's take photographs, everybody. This is the last one we're taking, so... This is the last one we're taking. All right.
You be melody for my soul, girl, you're my own, my own. Can't leave you alone. No competition for my lady. Oh no, cause she get everything where I need in a woman and more. My lady, if you see my lady, oh, it's not no more. You go know say people fine. You go know say God design in a LLA. She na ya show, be like mattress. She na face so, be like mattress. I say nobody fi contest you. My baby, oh. She na ya show, she na face so, she na waist so, na no be made to.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals they in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish